Hey there folks, Quentin here, Mask Ramen on the internet with another comic book review, and I have here Batman Spawn #1. This came out in, I think, 2023? Yeah, 2023. This is sort of like the second time that these guys have clashed together, but it reads like the first time that they clashed together. This here is the Jim Lee cover, Jim Lee's Batman, and then he did a really good rendition of Spawn here. Give him like the texture of the suit, like from the 90s movie, which I really liked. But the real coup de grace of this here is the art by Greg Capullo, which is like, he's sort of like a really known for his Batman and his Spawn. And they put them together here, and it's really great. The Court of Owls sort of put Batman and Spawn together because they both share the pain of losing the woman that they love. In Batman's regard, it's his mother, and in Spawn, it's his wife Wanda, both taken away. And the Court of Owls summons Spawn to the Batman universe and sort of trying to get Spawn to kill Batman. And they try to convince Spawn that Batman is mystically or power, through the power of the devil, holding his wife like in a hell type situation. So they lure Batman as well to, where his mother died, and said, like Court of Owls is saying, this is the necklace that your mother wore when she was murdered. And then sort of Spawn takes over and like kicks the living butt out of Batman. But then Spawn sort of quickly realizes that Batman is just a man. He doesn't have any powers. So he sort of, for an instant, stops fighting Batman. And then Batman obviously takes advantage of that situation. And he sort of gives it back to Spawn. And then, they sort of talk and then realize that they are actually not enemies. Sort of right off the bat in a couple of pages, and that the Court of Owls is sort of manipulating them. And then Spawn, there are certain spots within the city or within our world that he cannot use his powers. So, the Court of Owls sort of enlists Talon here to sort of make sure that Batman is killed. And the Batman and Spawn sort of gather information in their own different ways. Spawn likes to sort of kill people, and then Batman just beats him up. So they sort of go to this version of the Joker, and they learn that that the Court of Owls is that there's some sort of power struggle going on there. And where to go, and they sort of set this trap for at Arkham to get the court guy, the Court of Owls guy, and Talon sort of shows up here, sort of tries to thwart them from completing their mission, where he's supposed to get like a bead or a pearl that has some sort of significance to the court. And it's sort of very powerful, and it's known that Martha had that pearl. So I don't know. It's sort of a mystery to the reader. And, Talon here wants to sort of entice Batman into telling him that his power, the power that he has, can defeat Spawn because it's mystical in some sort of way. And Spawn sort of goes after the Court of Owls guy. I don't know his name, I forget. And he actually sort of is trying to make sure that Spawn as well sort of just kills Batman. And he actually doesn't. And there's a trigger for Spawn to sort of bring him back from the brink. And Batman already sort of implemented that. And sort of the lights go off, and you sort of see here that Batman is shot or seemingly shot here through the chest, but in actuality it and then Batman kills a court guy, but in actuality it is Spawn. So this is all happening in sort of like the courtyard of Arkham, and then Spawn sort of like, Batman's like, you shouldn't have killed him, and then Spawn's like, I'm helping you because it happened in front of all these people that know you, that know that you're not going to kill them or hurt them, but they seen it with their own eyes, but they won't know for sure that it was Batman or not. And sort of the Talon here sort of escapes with his life, and then they do retrieve the pearl, one of the pearl that sort of has this mystical power to it, but we don't know. It has a crack in it, and then here, that's sort of like the end of it. But here on the last page, you see Wanda and Martha are alive, but in their switched universes. And then the Violator here sort of, it says like, it's all going to plan. So that's super, super cool. They left it open. It's been 2 years since this came out. I don't know if there's going to be a number 2, because they did number it number 1, whereas the first Batman and Spawn was just Batman and Spawn. I never read that one. But this one I bought when it came out just because it was a really cool cover from Jim Lee, like I said. And I never really had any intention of reading it, but reading this, do a review on it, was super dope. Pleasantly surprised. I give this a 9 out of 10. Greg Capullo is quickly becoming, well, he is sort of like a Batman artist, one of those definitive guys, and I really like his art. I did sort of read his issues of Batman when they did have the Court of Owls, and because I thought that the Court of Owls sort of storyline seemed pretty cool, so I checked it out. I had read a couple of issues of that. Really great book. 9 out of 10. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Check out my other reviews. Leave a comment below. Until next time, God bless.